Good morning, FCC family. This morning, I just wanted to give you a quick devotion from my utmost for His highest. Um, and the one this morning, the one that Chambers is talking about this morning is liberty in Christ, and it's really the theme of the whole book of Galatians. There was a sermon series that my pastor did a long time ago, where he was really talking about people who want to add to the gospel. And it's a real temptation, no matter what tradition you've grown up with. It's really, we all often think of it as something that other people do, or some heretic group does, or some other denomination does. But it's a real temptation for everybody. And so the real, kind of what it comes back down to is, what is the gospel? And simple. It's very important that we boil down the gospel to its barest essentials, because every time that we come and start adding things to it, we run the risk of telling somebody that to be a Christian is to believe this and do this, to embrace this truth and practice this ethic, or something like that. And there are ethics that go along with the Christian life. There are things a Christian ought to do. But it's very important for us to always step back and say, wait a second, what I'm recommending to people, or what I'm demanding from people, what I'm teaching people right here, is it really the gospel, or is it my preference, or is it my tradition, or do I just think that this is probably the best way to live? So making disciples is a very difficult thing sometimes. And one of the things that Chambers sort of points out here is that we're supposed to make disciples, not opinions. And what I kind of think about that is also this: I'm supposed to make disciples of Christ, not disciples of myself. And so what that means is, when somebody comes to me, I am their closest sort of tangible access to Jesus. I'm almost their priest. And there is this belief in the New Testament that I'm their priest. I'm the priest to anybody who doesn't believe. But as soon as they believe, I'm no longer their priest. Jesus is their priest. So I'm a priest between them and Christ is the priest between them and God. And my goal has to always be to make Christ followers, not to make West followers. And so there is a point when I'm bringing this person along where I have to let go and hands off, and I'm no longer in charge of what they do, what they believe, and how they live. I let them go to follow Christ, and I want to have influence on people. I want to help people live their Christian life. There are all kinds of things I want to do to help people out. But if I ever come across somebody who's following Christ and say, here, just follow me. You follow me, you'll be safe because I'm following Christ. No, because the joy isn't in knowing me. The joy is in knowing Him. And so it's always important for me to preach the bare bones of the gospel and encourage people to embrace, believe, follow, live by the bare bones of the gospel, and then let them follow Christ and be there. As a pastor, I am a caregiver. I am a consultant, if you will, on how you ought to live your Christian life. But you follow Christ. You follow Him. And if you want to know what He demands, there's a real nifty book here that tells you everything you need to know. I have preferences. I have opinions. I have my druthers. And the fact is, if I start purveying that as the gospel, then I'm making a new church. That's not the Church of Christ. It's the Church of Wes. So the challenge for me, for every Bible teacher, for all clergy, for all disciple makers is, can I share the gospel, see somebody embrace the gospel, and then let them work out their own salvation? If I don't do that, if I don't give them that liberty, I will tend to start adding things. And we never want to be a church that adds things to the gospel. We want to be as bare bones as we can, while preaching the whole Bible and preaching the whole gospel. All right, that's all I've got. Lord bless you today. Work out your salvation with fear and trembling today. Learn what it means to follow Christ instead of following a person or a tradition or a certain set of ethics. Okay? Have a good day. Talk to you later. Bye.